Now, today we try to discuss in at first म नेपालीमा भन्न चाहन्छु नेपालीमा सम्झाइदिउँ टपिकलाई देन आफ्टर वी डिस्कस इन इङ्ग्लिस ल्याङ्ग्वेज इङ्ग्लिस ल्याङ्ग्वेजमा किन अब जनरली आजकल जुन आजको जुन गेस्ट छ नि ऊ राम्रोसँग नेपाली बुझ्दैन बुझे पनि कहिलेकाहीँ गलत एन्सर रिप्लाई दिन्छ देन वी निड टु लर्न एन्ड वी निड टु स्पिक इन इङ्ग्लिस नाउ द प्रब्लम इज today's our discussion topic is sex education. You know, I think about sex education, and you don't know, I think. Generally we don't discuss in our home, in our society. I try to discuss, but they just laugh, most of the people, in any topic. At first, in any topic generally boys are discuss in their language, in their discussion they always face this type of topic as well, but I think most boys are never able to come in the conclusion, in the final result, because they have lack of education about sex, about various things, pornography or all that, and about their mind as well, subconscious mind, libido, and various things we need to understand. Amygdala, or I think amygdala of brain, that is responsible for all the for sex. Now today we discuss to the ChatGPT what is sex education, and we go deeper into sex education, and we know various things what ChatGPT want to tell. Now ChatGPT nowadays, or now decade, now not only now decade, a lot of time happened in Nepal. We live in our country, but there is no sex education, sex related education. It is just a taboo for our society. Why we are not able to discuss freely? I don't know why this thing happened. Generally we discuss as a private thing. This is a private thing. Why we don't discuss freely? What are the reason? And I want to discuss with in this topic. You will be guiding me like you are a sex educator. Then after I will ask you various questions, then you need to give me answer on that topic. Thank you.
In many societies, discussing these norms of sex as a
Internet is a problem. Internet.
could be the one traditionally within the confines of marriage, or as additionally, there might be a lack of proper resources or trained educators who can handle the topic in a sensitive and informed way. As a result, sex education often gets sidelined, leaving many without the necessary knowledge about their own bodies, relationships, and safe practices. This lack of education can lead to misconceptions, unhealthy relationships, and even dangerous situations. If you have specific questions or areas you want to explore further, feel free to ask, and I'll guide you as if we're having an open educational discussion.
Can you repeat again what you are saying before? Repeat all the thing.
Sure. In many societies, including Nepal, discussing sex and sex education openly can be difficult due to cultural, religious, and social norms. These norms often make sex a private or taboo subject, which creates challenges in talking about it freely. One reason is that sexuality has traditionally been seen as something to be kept within marriage, or as a private matter. There's also a concern that openly discussing sex might lead to inappropriate behavior, particularly among younger people. Additionally, There might be a lack of resources or trained educators who can handle the topic with sensitivity and knowledge. As a result, sex education often gets pushed aside, which leaves many without the necessary understanding of their own bodies, relationships, and safe practices. Feel free to ask any specific questions or topics you'd like to explore further, and I'll guide you through them as if we're having an open, educational discussion.
Now, you tell me a relationship. Now, what is the foundation of any relationship, and how to go in any relationship? Because nowadays, or now, not only nowadays, we are we are trying to find our mind subconsciously. We are trying to find someone who give me sex, or give me personal growth, or anything, give me for discussion, or various thing we want from girl, we want from boy. And we always try to find relationship, good relationship. And what do you think about this? And what is the role of relationship and sex in the between of these thing, relationship and sex?
Relationships, at their core, are built on a foundation of trust, communication, and mutual respect. Whether it's a romantic relationship, a friendship, or a familial bond, these elements are key to creating a strong, healthy connection. In any relationship, it's natural to seek out certain things, whether it's emotional support, companionship, personal growth, or even sexual fulfillment. However, for a relationship to be truly fulfilling, it needs to go beyond just meeting these needs. It's about creating a partnership where both individuals feel valued, understood, and respected. When it comes to the role of sex in a relationship, it can be an important aspect for many people. It often serves as a way to express love, build intimacy, and connect on a deeper level. However, sex is just one part of a relationship, and it shouldn't be the sole focus. A healthy relationship balances physical, emotional, and intellectual connections, ensuring that both partners feel fulfilled in multiple ways. It's also important to recognize that relationships are not just about what you can get from the other person. A strong relationship involves giving as well, being supportive, understanding, and caring for your partner's needs and desires. Overall, while sex can play a significant role in relationships, it's the broader connection, built on trust, communication, and mutual respect, that truly defines the strength and longevity of any partnership.
Now, how to make strong relationship?
Building a strong relationship takes time, effort, and commitment from both people involved. Here are some key steps to help make a relationship strong. 1. Open and honest communication. Regularly talk about your feelings, thoughts, and concerns. Being open and honest with each other helps build trust and ensures that both partners feel heard and understood. 2. Trust. Trust is the foundation of any strong relationship. It's important to be reliable and consistent in your actions. Trust is built over time through honesty, integrity, and keeping promises. 3. Respect. Respect each other's opinions, boundaries, and individuality. Acknowledge and appreciate your partner's strengths, and be mindful of their feelings and needs. 4. Quality time together. Spend time together doing activities you both enjoy. Whether it's a shared hobby, a walk, or simply talking, quality time helps strengthen your bond. 5. Support and encouragement. Be there for each other during tough times. Offering support and encouragement, whether it's emotional or practical, helps build a sense of security and partnership. 6. Compromise and flexibility. No relationship is without conflict. The key is to approach disagreements with a willingness to listen, understand, and find a middle ground. Compromise shows that you value the relationship over being right. 7. Shared goals and values. Having shared goals and values can help keep the relationship aligned. It's important to discuss your long-term goals and ensure that you both are on the same page. 8. Maintaining independence. While it's important to be close, it's also crucial to maintain your own identity and independence. Encourage each other to pursue individual interests and give each other space to grow personally. 9. Expressing love and appreciation. Regularly express love and appreciation for your partner. Small gestures of kindness, compliments, and affection can go a long way in keeping the relationship strong. 10. Patience and understanding. Relationships are a journey and they require patience. Be understanding of each other's flaws and work together to grow and improve. By focusing on these aspects, you can build a relationship that is resilient, fulfilling, and deeply connected.
Okay, this is all about relationship. Now this is just external thing what we require. I want to know more about internal thing. Why mind wants relationship? Why mind wants sex? Why mind want this thing? Without this thing, can we survive? Can we can sustain? Because we need to do various things. Okay.
The desire for relationships and sex is deeply rooted in our biology, psychology, and social conditioning. Let's break it down. 1. Biological drives. From an evolutionary perspective, humans are wired for connection. Relationships and sex are crucial for the survival of the species. Our ancestors relied on forming bonds to raise children, hunt, and protect each other. The mind seeks relationships and sex as part of this innate drive to reproduce and ensure the continuation of the species. 2. Psychological needs. Beyond biology, humans have a fundamental need for connection. Psychologist Abraham Maslow identified love and belonging as a key part of his hierarchy of needs. We seek relationships to fulfill our need for emotional connection, affection, and a sense of belonging. These connections provide emotional support, reduce stress, and contribute to overall well-being. 3. Social conditioning. Society plays a significant role in shaping our desires. From a young age, we are taught that relationships and love are important for happiness and fulfillment. Cultural norms, media, and family expectations often reinforce the idea that we should seek out relationships and sexual connections. 4. Sex as a drive. The desire for sex is also tied to biological and psychological factors. It's driven by hormones like testosterone and estrogen, which influence libido and sexual desire. Sex is also connected to pleasure, intimacy, and emotional bonding, which are important for maintaining strong relationships. Now, can we survive and sustain without these things? Yes, we can survive physically without relationships or sex, but our emotional and psychological well-being might be impacted. Loneliness and isolation can lead to mental health issues like depression and anxiety. While some people choose to live without romantic or sexual relationships and find fulfillment in other ways, like friendships, work, or creative pursuits, most people benefit from some form of connection with others. Ultimately, while relationships and sex are important aspects of the human experience, they are not the only sources of happiness and fulfillment. People can find meaning and purpose through various other avenues, such as personal growth, spirituality, creativity, or community involvement. It's about finding a balance that works for you and fulfills your individual needs and desires.
I think I am not that type of person who need relationship and sex. I am more engaged with creating something. I am more engaged with learning spirituality, and I'm like a creative person. I need to work only. I am totally busy most of the time, and I don't think I need. I if I see various girl, I only like that type of girl who is in this track, like in this section of. Or I like also some types of girl who are doing something well in life, and I also I don't know why this thing happened, why I am liking some types of girl only, not some other types of girl. And I also like someone who is not creative, who is just living their life, is free from others. Like I am not free, I always work. I like someone who is more free. And like this thing happened, I don't know what is mind, I don't know, especially in the terms of sex. I was very confused in the term relationship and all that.
It sounds like you're exploring your own identity and preferences, especially when it comes to relationships and what you're attracted to in others. It's completely normal to feel this way, especially if you're focused on creativity, personal growth, and spirituality. Let's unpack some of what you're feeling. 1. Different priorities. You've identified that your primary focus is on creating, learning, and growing spiritually. These are your passions, and they naturally take up most of your time and energy. Because of this, traditional relationships or the pursuit of sex might not feel as important or necessary to you. This is perfectly valid. Everyone's needs and priorities are different. 2. Selective attraction. The fact that you're drawn to certain types of people, those who are also creative, driven, or free in their way of living, makes sense. We often feel attracted to those who reflect qualities we admire or aspire to, or who complement our own way of life. You might find yourself drawn to someone who shares your creative or spiritual pursuits, or to someone who has a different, more relaxed approach to life, which might balance your more intense, work-focused lifestyle. 3. Confusion around sex. It's also normal to feel confused about where sex fits into your life, especially if it doesn't seem to align with your current priorities, or if you haven't found someone who you connect with deeply on all levels. Sexual desire and attraction can be complex, influenced by many factors, including emotional connection, intellectual compatibility, and shared values. If these elements aren't present, or if you haven't found someone who fits into your unique life path, it's understandable that you might feel unsure about your sexual desires. 4. Self-understanding. It sounds like you're still figuring out what you truly want, both in terms of relationships and sex. This is a personal journey, and it's okay to take your time to understand yourself better. It's possible that your preferences will become clearer as you continue to explore your interests and meet different people. It's important to remember that there's no one-size-fits-all approach to relationships or sex. Some people find fulfillment through creative work and personal growth without feeling the need for traditional relationships or sexual connections. Others might find that they connect with someone who enhances their life in unexpected ways. Whatever your path, it's about finding what feels right for you. If you ever feel uncertain or need to talk through these feelings more, I'm here to help you explore them further.
Exactly, I am feeling same thing, and we don't need any relationship. In that time, in that moment, if you say you don't need relationship, then after the society will try to provide me, try to suggest me, this is very important part in your life. You need to marry, you need to make child. Without making child, how your I don't know what we mean by this in English. Your pusta, how your pusta will be grow, how next generation will become. I know a lot of people are there, they can live, they can make a lot of child. I don't need, it does not require for me. I don't need to do this thing. This is just nonsense time, this is just waste of time sometime I think. And we have a lot of thing to do in this world. Why we need to marry with a single girl only? If I am get opportunity to marry, I will marry multiple time. Because why we are bound with one girl, one relationship only? We need to explore more, we need to learn more. With time we need to go different places, different thing for learning, different places for learning. Why we are bounding in the same relationship? There are a lot of things to do. I think like this is my approach to live life.
What you're expressing is a perspective that challenges traditional norms and societal expectations, especially regarding relationships, marriage, and having children. It's clear that you value freedom, personal growth, and the pursuit of knowledge and creativity above conventional paths like marriage and raising a family. Let's break down what you're saying. 1. Societal pressure. Society often places a strong emphasis on following traditional life paths, such as getting married and having children. This is deeply rooted in cultural norms and the idea of continuing one's lineage, or pusta, which translates to generation or ancestry in English. However, these expectations don't have to define your life. Your value and purpose aren't solely tied to fulfilling these roles, and it's okay to choose a different path that aligns with your own desires and goals. 2. Personal fulfillment. You're clearly driven by a desire to explore, create, and learn. For you, life's purpose is found in these pursuits, rather than in conforming to societal expectations. It's important to recognize that fulfillment looks different for everyone. While some people find happiness in traditional relationships and family life, others, like you, may find it in personal growth, creative endeavors, and experiences. 3. Marriage and multiple relationships. Your thoughts on marriage and relationships suggest that you see them as potential constraints on your freedom and exploration. The idea of marrying multiple times, or not being bound to one person, reflects your belief in continuous growth and learning from different experiences and people. While this viewpoint might challenge conventional ideas, it's a valid perspective if it aligns with your values and doesn't harm others. 4. Challenging tradition. It's natural to question why we follow certain traditions, especially if they don't resonate with your own life goals. The notion of being bound to one relationship or following a prescribed life path can feel limiting, especially if you're someone who values exploration and personal evolution. Living your truth. Ultimately, your approach to life is about staying true to yourself and what you believe in. It's okay to reject societal pressures if they don't serve your well-being or personal growth. Your life is your own, and it's up to you to decide what makes it meaningful. It's important to remember that everyone has a unique journey, and there's no one right way to live. If your path involves creativity, exploration, and non-traditional relationships, then that's your truth, and it's worth pursuing. It's also okay to feel differently from the majority, as long as you're content with the choices you make and they align with your values.
Okay. Now we come back to the same question before I ask. I don't think we have to go back. Now I have the. We are going in the before. I think we need to go in the deeper level of sex education. We are unable to go. Now I want to.
It sounds like you're ready to explore this topic on a deeper level, or maybe from a new perspective. What specific direction or aspect would you like to dive into next? Whether it's about relationships, personal growth, societal expectations, or something entirely different, I'm here to help guide the discussion wherever you'd like to take it.
No, I want to go in deeper biological level in the neuroscience, or in like libido. We say libido is responsible for sex, and there are other thing as well that is specified for sex. And I want to know about libido at first. For my viewers, you can say I am making video, or not. We are recording podcast with you, and you need to tell, rather than me, you need to tell that podcast viewers rather than me.
Alright, let's dive into the biological and neuroscientific aspects of sexual desire, starting with the concept of libido. Libido is often referred to as the driving force behind sexual desire. It's influenced by a complex interplay of biological, psychological, and social factors. Here's a breakdown for your podcast listeners. 1. Libido and hormones. Testosterone. This hormone plays a significant role in both male and female libido. While it's often associated with men, women also produce testosterone, albeit in smaller amounts, and it contributes to sexual desire in both sexes. Estrogen. In women, estrogen levels fluctuate throughout the menstrual cycle and can influence libido. Higher levels of estrogen are often associated with increased sexual desire. Dopamine. This neurotransmitter is involved in the brain's reward system. It plays a crucial role in feelings of pleasure and desire, making it a key player in sexual motivation. Serotonin. While dopamine increases sexual desire, serotonin often has the opposite effect. Higher levels of serotonin can sometimes reduce libido, which is why some antidepressants that increase serotonin levels can lead to a decrease in sexual desire. Neuroscience of sexual desire, hypothalamus. This small region at the base of the brain is crucial for regulating sexual behavior. It's involved in the release of hormones that influence libido and is also linked to feelings of pleasure and reward. Amygdala. This part of the brain processes emotions and is particularly involved in emotional responses related to sexual arousal and desire. It helps connect sexual desire with emotional experiences. Prefrontal cortex. This area of the brain is responsible for decision-making and impulse control. It plays a role in how we process and act on sexual desires, helping us balance impulses with social norms and personal values. 3. The role of libido in human behavior. Reproduction. From a biological standpoint, libido serves the fundamental purpose of reproduction, ensuring the survival of the species. However, in humans, sexual behavior has evolved beyond just reproduction, encompassing emotional connection, pleasure, and social bonding. Psychological factors. Libido is not just a physical phenomenon. It's also influenced by psychological factors like stress, anxiety, past experiences, and personal attitudes towards sex. These factors can either heighten or suppress sexual desire. 4. Sexual desire and individual differences. Variation. Libido varies greatly among individuals and can change over time due to age, health, lifestyle, and relationship dynamics. What's considered a normal level of libido is highly personal and subjective. Libido disorders. Some people may experience hypoactive sexual desire disorder, HSDD, where they have persistently low or no sexual desire, which can be distressing. Others might experience hypersexuality, where there is an unusually high level of sexual desire. 5. Cultural and social influences. Cultural norms. Society and culture play significant roles in shaping how individuals experience and express their libido. Cultural taboos, societal expectations, and religious beliefs can all influence how people perceive and engage with their sexual desires. Understanding these biological and neurological foundations can help demystify why we feel sexual desire and how it functions within our lives. It's important to recognize that sexual desire is natural, complex, and varies widely among individuals. This knowledge can also help in addressing any concerns or challenges related to libido in a more informed and compassionate way. I hope this provides a solid foundation for your podcast listeners.
Yes, I think you are explaining very long. I think it is very difficult to remember anything. I'm unable to remember. I think podcast viewers also unable to remember. Now you need to tell talks in short sentences. Now I have another question that is related to hypothalamus and other neurological transmitter that is responsible for sex and responsible for can that is related that is responsible for our relationship, for making more relationship. Which part of brain is more engaged with that or upper like front upper front cortex or anything else? Sorry, not upper front cortex. I don't know what you can explain.
Sure, let's break it down into simpler, shorter points. 1. Hypothalamus. This small area in the brain is crucial for regulating sexual behavior and hormone release. It drives libido and sexual desire. 2. Amygdala. This part processes emotions, including those related to sexual arousal and desire. It helps connect sexual feelings with emotions. 3. Prefrontal cortex. This is where decision-making happens. It controls impulses and helps you think about consequences, including in relationships and sexual behavior. 4. Dopamine. This neurotransmitter creates feelings of pleasure and motivation, playing a big role in sexual desire. 5. Serotonin. This can sometimes lower sexual desire, as it is involved in mood regulation and can calm impulses. The hypothalamus and amygdala are the main parts of the brain involved in sexual desire, while the prefrontal cortex helps manage and control those desires in line with social norms and personal values.
Okay, we need to sum up and we need to close this podcast now. Thank you for your discussion. I want to do more discuss in the future in various topics. Thank you for this.
You're welcome. I'm glad we could cover these topics. Looking forward to more discussions in the future. Have a great day.